Happy holidays, Connect family. Thanks for joining us on the Connect Network TV on the CW. You are now tuned in to Major Impact right here on the DCW Channel 50. And I am your host, Terry Calzer, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Ellie and Aquania. Hey, ladies, how are you doing?
Hey.
Good. Hey, everybody.
Y'all are looking so lovely. Super, super excited to be here with the new year a few weeks away. I'm already feeling brand new. I'm thinking of ways to elevate my business and my brand. What about you, ladies? Are you planning some new moves for 2024?
Oh, yes, of course. I love this time of year. This is a great time to plan, set some new goals, and figure out the 2024 calendar for my biz. So I've been working really hard on that, and I have some exciting things coming, but I can't mention all the details just yet.
And one thing I love about holidays too is that we're focused on family, things that we're grateful for. So in this next season, I'm really focused on being really intentional about my passive income and my active income, meaning getting more things in my business passive, getting more systems and processes in place so I can have that work-life balance. Come on, entrepreneurs, work-life balance. What's the point of building this brand if you don't have time for your family and your friends and the people you're building it on? So one thing I'm focused on is passive income so I can be more present with the family.
I love that. For me, it's all about diversifying. I'm definitely, ready to, like you said, Terry, just make sure that my passive income is doing what my active income is doing and start really future planning. I think that there's always a moment where it's okay to say, you know what, let me set some 5-year, 10-year goals. And next year, I feel like I'm really focused on that, getting ready.
Excellent. The new year may be the perfect time to look into some new investments, but also look into some old ones. As a financial coach, 2 of my most lucrative adventures has been real estate and life insurance. So this is a good time to do a financial checkup. Look at what do you have for life insurance and look at what are you doing with your finances. What do you guys think?
So let me tell you something. One thing that I invest super heavy in is my infinite banking, and that is leveraging my whole life insurance. So Aquania, I know you are a pro right here. Thank you so much for that. So can you tell us, how do you leverage and use life insurance as an investment? Because I love infinite banking.
Absolutely. So y'all know my story started with getting married and getting life insurance to protect my spouse while we were actually in the process of preparing to merge our finances. But that turned out to be one of the best decisions we made because our life insurance policies accumulated money over time and we were able to leverage that to do real estate. So in 2016, we invested in 3 properties, one for ourselves to have a primary home for our family, one for my mother-in-law, and one as a rental, which was our second rental. And so when you're able to produce assets that make money for you, you can use those to do other things. And that was the beginning of me really honing into real estate and leveraging life insurance to do it. And I'm so grateful because since then, I've been able to invest in multiple hotels, apartment syndications, and other things, all starting from life insurance. So I definitely think it's a great tool. It's a great tool, but you got to get your money right and you have to be focused on what your goals are.
I think that is so dope because when we think about life insurance, we don't necessarily think of it as something you can use while you're alive, right? We know that it's something that benefits your family when you pass away. So I heard you say you used it to buy a couple properties. So how? How do you leverage life insurance to buy real estate? Because the girls need to know.
Yes.
Of course. So first and foremost, I want you guys to know there's more than one type of life insurance out there. So what I'm about to share is really only specific to permanent life insurance, aka index universal life insurance, whole life insurance, policies that do not expire. If you don't know what you have, go check with the pro who sold it to you and you can figure out from there. But you also want to know that permanent life insurance comes with some perks. And one of them is it earns interest or money for you, right? It has money that builds up over time that is later also then given more money as the insurance companies are profitable. So a lot of times when you have a permanent policy, the insurance companies spread some of the profits they got out of the stock market with the permanent policy holders. And it's that money that we can use and compound interest in time to work in our favor to then pull out for a down payment on a property. So you have to have the right type of insurance. If you don't know what you have, definitely check out with a professional or to a new person, like reach out to a new agent and ask them to read your contract and explain it to you. Secondly, give yourself some time to pay for your insurance and let the cash value build up, because that's what you're going to be leveraging to take out of the policy one day to invest in real estate. And I always recommend that if you're going to do that, make sure you're leveraging that cash value for assets that are going to make more money than your life insurance policy would have made you. So those are some great ways to get started. And that's exactly what me and my husband did.
I love that. I really do. That's so fantastic. And it's such a good way to diversify. That's so important, right? We got to stay ready.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Okay.
So, Aquania, I absolutely love that you shared all of that. When I left my job in 2017, I realized that, I don't have any more 401k because I took that money and invested it. So one of the very first things I did was meet with a financial advisor, and I looked at, infinite banking and leveraging my whole insurance policy. So can you explain, like, how does somebody determine even how much they actually need and what their very first step as far as getting that kind of policy so they can use it to invest?
Absolutely. That is a great question. So, first and foremost, I want you guys to remember life insurance is a product to protect your family in the event you die too soon. So, we always want to make sure we have enough to cover our lifestyle. So, that's your mortgage, kids' college funds, if you want them to be paid up to go to school, and then any debts that you have, final tax bills, major expenses that you cover. So, God forbid something happens to you, your family can still live the life you work so hard to give them. But when it comes to leveraging life insurance as well, you just want to make sure that you also have a policy you can afford and keep up so that the goals you have, i.e., using the cash value for assets in the future, can be achieved. So that's my most important advice. Make sure you're covering the important stuff, and then also make sure you're getting a policy you can keep up with and afford.
So Aquania, thank you so much for sharing that, nugget. Get started right away. And so that was very interesting. But coming up next, we are going to be talking about the power of grants, aka free money, y'all. So I know, Ellie, you do a ton of work with grants. You are the grant queen. So coming up next, we're going to talk about what are grants, how you can use them, and how to get started with our grant expert, Ellie.
So have you launched your podcast yet? What are you waiting for? If you are looking for the ultimate marketing tool to elevate your brand and your business, look no further. We are introducing the power of podcasting. In a world where attention is fleeting, podcasts offer a unique advantage. With more than 100 million podcast listeners worldwide, your voice can reach a vast and engaged audience. Podcasts provide a personal connection, forging a bond between you, your listeners, and everyone out there waiting to learn more about you. This is where you'll share your expertise, tell captivating stories, and showcase your brand's values, all through the power of audio. Now, unlike traditional advertising, podcasts offer an uninterrupted platform. Your message resonates with listeners who willingly invite you into their lives, fostering trust and loyalty. And with a podcast, you become an authority in your industry, increasing your brand's credibility and engaging with thought leaders. Interview experts, and you're able to now build a community of dedicated followers. But best of all, podcasts are versatile. Seamlessly integrate your brand's message, the products, and your services in this one platform within the content. You're subtle about promoting your business, but you're providing valuable insights. So why wait? Harness the power of podcasting to skyrocket your brand and business to new heights. And you can start sharing your voice and connecting with your audience and unlocking unlimited marketing potential today. So if you're ready to transform your brand, we have a variety of price options for you to start your podcast journey now. Just head over to our website, www.theconnectonline.com.
Hey, beautiful people, it's Major Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
So welcome back to the Connect Network TV on the DCW. I'm excited. We're going to talk about what are grants, how to get them, where to find them, and guys, especially for minority females, Ellie, this is your space. So let's get started. What do you need to start to apply for grants?
Oh my gosh, such a good topic, especially being that we're at the end of the year. So many people don't realize, but this is kind of like the debut of grant season. So between December and March is where a significant amount of grants are available through the government, private grants, local and state programs. There's just so much free money. And that's the key, y'all. Grants are free money. This is not money that you have to pay back. And in terms of being able to apply as a business owner, you just need to have your business. And there are plenty of grants that also allow you to be, in the new phase, right? So if you have an idea, but you haven't quite formed the business yet, that's okay. You can still get a grant for that. And you really want to have a great proposal, right? So being able to just share what your business is about, and essentially, what are you going to use the money for? Since grants are not money that you have to pay back, they do want to ensure that your plan for the money is airtight, right? It's got to make sense. We can't use the money and go to the Louis Vuitton store, okay? We've got to use the money for the business. But with those things combined, you can really put yourself in position to apply and to win. And I love what you said, Terry, about minority business grants, because Black women, grants for women, and grants overall for minority business owners, so veterans and etc., are some of the largest grants out there. But so much of the time I think people count themselves out because they think they won't win, when in fact putting your best foot forward and applying to multiple actually gives you the opportunity to win all the time, right? It's the law of large numbers. The more you apply, the higher your chance of actually winning these grants.
So I absolutely love that you shared that. And guess what I heard? As you were talking, I heard no excuses, no excuses, no excuses. If you want to launch or relaunch your brand, this is the way to do it.
If you have never written a grant proposal, don't worry. I've got templates, just many ways that I can help you with that. So don't hesitate to shoot me a DM over on Ellie Talks Money, and we'll make sure we get you taken care of.
Thank you so much. I would imagine the very first one is very intimidating, but after you do a couple, it probably gets a little bit easier. But guess what, y'all? The new year is also a great time to work on your credit. So reportedly, Americans have a reported breaking $1 trillion in credit card debt. I absolutely believe it. And interest rates are skyrocketing up to reportedly a 29% interest rate. So have you guys seen the shift in spending and the spike in interest rates for credit?
Yes, yes, definitely. A lot of my clients are coming to me to work on debt payoff plans and figure out how are they going to make it all work, because the interest rates are about 29% across the board, unless you locked in with a card that's with a credit union or a institution that is not out to make money. You are probably paying those double-digit interest rates. And people are sometimes using these credit cards just to live because inflation has impacted the cost of essential items. So it's really, really important that people start to refocus and rebudget. And you know what? One of the things I do like about credit cards is that they normally give you an annual statement. So I want to encourage everyone to look at their annual statements this year and look at where most of your money went, and then make some adjustments if it's been a struggle to keep up with those credit card payments.
So I just need to ask you, Terry, because this is your lane. You are our credit, queen. Okay. So how do we work on our credit, and what can we do during this time of inflation? Because it's a challenge for, 70% of Americans. So what are some of your tips?
And I'm actually going to co-sign one of the things you even said about grants is I only use my credit for income producing assets or income producing information. And let me explain what I mean. I'm not living day to day off of my credit cards. I'm looking at, am I investing in a property? Am I investing in something that's going to be, income producing, like a car that I put on Toro? Am I putting something into my business like marketing, or an assistant is actually going to bring me back a return and help me scale? So having a plan, not just spending your credit and not having a way to pay it back. But what can you do right now to actually work on your credit? So number one, guys, and I mean this, pull your credit reports from all three bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And don't just look at your score. So people forget that your score is a direct correlation of the information on your report. So if your score went up, you may have done something good, like, pay down utilization, or maybe you hit a benchmark of 12, 24 months of on-time payments on like your mortgage or your car note. But if your score went down, guys, that's also a direct correlation of activity on your report.